Chief and Council announced the boycott of Chateauguay last year as a pressure tactic in regard to Mayor Nathalie Simon's stance on a lawsuit that prevented Kahnawake from taking full and official possession of approximately 700 acres of land adjacent to Highway 30. On Tuesday, September 20th, the MCK announced that the boycott was over. We spoke to the Grand Chief for his thoughts.
We have received a certain amount of requests and pressure from, actually it's within our own operations here, to ease off on the boycott. Some people are of the opinion that it achieved nothing, and others are saying we did achieve our goals. At this point in time, we did get the required demand that the lawsuit be dropped, and that the land transaction take place. But we did witness the change in leadership, if you want to call it that, within the Montérégie, more particularly in Chateauguay. The Mayor Simon is still the mayor, but she's been relieved of her duties as the prefect, as they call it, and that's been switched over to Saint-Constant, I believe, and the mayor there, Jean Boyer, I think is his name. So that's our next, attention that we're going to be paying attention to anyway. And in the meantime, there was much discussion that's taken place at the council table, not just recently, but over the course of time, that perhaps it's time to lift the boycott. There's been all kinds of comments that business have shut down in Chateauguay as a result of the boycott. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. It's unfortunate that if that's as a result of that, that's happened. But on the other hand, we placed the burden of responsibility, if you will, to the businesses, to the voters of that particular community today, to say and do something, to get the mayor to drop the lawsuit, And the response has always been, well, it's not against you guys. It's against the government, it's against us. Well, it is against us because we're feeling the effects of not being able to have utilization of that land. In any event, so there's been enough discussion that's gone on, and switch to other, if you want to call them, tactics to get the Montérégie to drop the lawsuit. So, I mean, personally, I would have been perfectly happy to continue with the boycott, but then, I'm only one voice amongst 11 and within the community. So that's what we decided to do.
The boycott did appear to get the attention of high-profile government officials, and over the past year, coincidentally, several key officials previously reluctant to meet with Kahnawake have met with the Grand Chief. The past several months have seen several high-profile ministers and members of Parliament visiting Kahnawake, but on Friday, September 16th, the Quebec Minister of Finance, Leitão, along with Native Affairs Minister Geoff Kelley, was in Kahnawake to meet with Chief and Council. It marked the first time in a long time, and possibly ever, that a finance minister came to town. We spoke to the Grand Chief for some of his thoughts on how that meeting went.
Well, I think there's an extraordinary situation that has been long outstanding, in just taxation in general, and the refusal of this community to give in to the Quebec government in terms of them saying, we have to collect taxes and we have to remit taxes to the government of Quebec when we're dealing with non-native people, and in turn they've offered to give something back. Anyway, that's unacceptable, and that's been the position that's gone back and forth over the course of time. I've been through a number of different premiers and Native Affairs ministers and what have you, and even have talked to other ministers of finance and revenue, two different departments. One makes the law, one enforces it. In any event, I guess this particular minister, Carlos Leitão, I hope I'm pronouncing his name properly, has decided that it's in everybody's best interest to sit down, have a discussion, actually come to Kahnawake, take a look around, look at what's existing here, and from there begin to formulate, I guess, ideas about how to stop this confrontational type of situation that's arisen over time, you know. Well, in general, there's an agreement to further explore the different areas that I just laid out, you know, because there's issues with taxation on alcohol, there's issues taxation on tobacco, taxation on fuel products, tobacco products, and alcohol products, and then just in general this whole idea that we're avoiding taxation, you know, by not collecting and remitting. So that in itself is one subject matter. Then the other one is, you know, generally in the province of Quebec, you have to have a permit, you know, to manufacture and distribute tobacco products. Same thing with alcohol, and the same thing with fuel. So we agreed that, you know, there's a necessity to begin to set up a table or tables to review all of that. A sincere effort to do it, because that's been attempted in the past, and it's really gotten nowhere. It gets locked, it gets lumped in with the normal processes that, say, the SAQ or Lotto Quebec or whomever is responsible for a particular commodity that is that's in dispute. On our part, we're talking about a two-row wampum process, you know, and two equal peoples who talk to each other and don't impose on each other. So the concept was put on the table at a previous meeting back in July, I think it was. This is just a follow-up to that, to actually come here and actually view and get a sense of what this is about.